Hi there, this is Dennis Magda, Head of Developer Relations at Yugabyte. Welcome back to the video series that is all about how you can get started with YugabyteDB Managed so that you can build globally scalable applications without the headache of managing a database yourself. In this episode, you'll create a sample application in your favorite programming language and get that application working with your YugabyteDB Managed cluster. As a professional Java developer, I will be creating the sample application in Java. But don't be discouraged by this. On this page, you will find instructions for other major programming languages, including Go, Node.js, C#, Rust, and many others. Before you start your application, you need to complete two steps. First, you need to download your certificate so that the connectivity between your application and your cluster remains secured. And second, you need to add your laptop or your machine to the IP allow list on the cluster side. Otherwise, connections from your machines will be rejected. Let's accomplish these two steps. Go to cloud@yugabyte.com and navigate to your sample cluster. There, click on the Add IP Allow List button and create the first list. You can give a custom name. In my case, it can be my laptop. Next, click on this button to detect and record your IP of your machine automatically. Click the Save button. It will take up to a minute to change this networking infrastructure. While this is happening, let's download the certificate. You can click on the Connect button, connect to your application, and there you will find this download certificate reference. Do this. All right. Now let's download, build, and run the first application. In my case, that's Java, and that's a sample repository with a Hello World style application. You can clone it and run from terminal. I will be using Visual Studio Code. Let me clone this repository. Downloads. Let me open it. Done. Let's quickly look at this application. The source code is primitive. So what we do, we create open connection with Yugabyte cluster away data source. That's an advanced version of a standard JDBC driver. What it does, it's a topology aware. It knows how your data is distributed so that your application requests will be transparently load balanced for you. Once connected, our application creates a sample table, insert some data, then you will select this data and execute a distributed transaction. Let's try to run this application. It's not a surprise that the application will fail for the first time because the host name and port numbers are incorrect. Yes, we have to provide connectivity settings to your cluster. Go to the resources folder and open the app properties file, host, port, username, password, and many other settings. Return to your Yugabyte managed instance. For instance, let's click on the settings, and here you will find your host address. The port number remains unchanged. As for the user and password, find it in your credentials file that you downloaded during the time when the cluster was created. That's the username. And that's my password. SSL mode. Use the strongest one. Verify full. And the root certificate that we have just downloaded, it should be somewhere in your downloads folder. That's my root certificate. So let's do this. I'm copying this path. And the name is root CRT. Done. Now let's give another chance to this application to run. Start this application. All right. We successfully connected to our cloud cluster, inserted some data, selected data, and the transaction completed without any issues. So congratulations. That's your first application. that is connected to your YugabyteDB Managed cluster. That's it. That's how easy it is to build a sample application and get it connected to your distributed cluster. You don't need to learn another SQL dialect or API before you start coding. With YugabyteDB, you get started right away by using the ecosystem of libraries, drivers, tools, and frameworks that were originally created for Postgres. So, go ahead and now you build your first sample application. Once you're done, come back and I will demonstrate how to deploy a resilient multi-node YugabyteDB cluster that can withstand various cloud outages.